Welcome back everybody, my name is Dr. Dev and this is Barney, my sleep assistant. Hey Barney, what was part 2 did we decide? Oh come on Dr. Dev, we're going to talk about doing the sleep test. Oh, of course, doing the sleep test. Because remember in part 1, we worked out why you want to do the sleep test, all those symptoms you're suffering from. Now it's time to understand a little bit better about the physiology of your sleep problem. And that involves having a sleep test, basically. Now, there's 2 ways of doing this. You can either go into a sleep centre, which might be in a specialised unit or a laboratory, or do it in a hospital ward. Most people are now moving away from that and doing the sleep test at home. There's pros and cons, obviously. The hospital sleep test would evaluate more the brain activity, allow you to see what you're doing if you are a restless sleeper, such as a sleepwalker acting out dreams, or if you've got restless legs as well. I'll talk a little bit more about the home sleep testing, and to be fair, this is becoming more and more popular because the technology is amazing. And for those who live rural, geographically in a long way away from a city centre, this works very well for you because we can post out the equipment to you. At my clinic, Lullaby Sleep in New South Wales, that's precisely what we do. So you'll receive this box which has all the equipment in. We can, with telehealth, show you exactly how to put it on, and our therapists can do that. For those who may not have much internet, we can actually do that over the phone, and we can send you a video link with a demonstration on how to do the setup. It's extremely easy nowadays. Many of you might find this advantageous because you have dependents at home, or young children, your elderly parents, or you've got a dog like Barney. So let me go through what this test involves. There's 3 aspects of this. One is the brainwave to measure the sleep, to determine if you are asleep and what depth of sleep, whether you're dreaming or not, called REM sleep. Then it's the breathing to measure the airflow through the nose, the belts around the chest, and then finally the oxygen probe, which is a wristwatch. So, as you can see, it's a little belt round the forehead with a thing on the forehead as well that measures all the brain waves and the muscle activity. Make sure it's nice and firm and not too tight. You don't want it on too tight. And make sure it's not too loose because otherwise it'll ping off at night time. This gentleman is now demonstrating how to put the nasal cannula under the nose. This is clearly important to measure the airflow. If you feel it's a bit too loose, some people put a bit of tape over the cheekbones. The next clip is the belts. There's a chest belt. It's like a Velcro elastic belt that measures breathing. And there's a one around the abdomen as well. Make sure it's not too tight. Make sure it's not too loose. You don't want it slipping down around your pelvis, do you? But this is critical to measure the breathing and whether you stop breathing and how regular the breathing is. And the final bit is the oxygen. The oxygen monitors are like a wristwatch device with a thing on the end of the finger, which shines a little red light to see how much oxygen you have in your system. And what the monitor does, it differentiates the wavelength of light to see whether you have low oxygen and whether you have good oxygen. Obviously, before you put all this on, you've got to make sure you've done everything that you need to do. Brushed your teeth, cleaned up, put your pajamas on, and then you put it on and then lights out and bedtime. Many of you say to me, that was the worst night of my life. I got no sleep. How do you expect to get any data? Actually, it's a data gathering exercise. So although the whole thing might have been difficult for you and you may not have slept very well, what we can see and detect from what you do when you're asleep will give us abundance of data to see why you're not sleeping well. So don't worry about it. It's just one night. And one night actually is more than enough to tell us what you do on a nightly basis. Sure, there might be the occasion when the thing pulls off or the thing falls out of your nose, and there's about 1 in 10 chance of having to repeat it again. Don't be too annoyed. It is a data gathering exercise for your benefit. Then you return the equipment back to the clinic and we'll analyse it, and then you'll catch up with the specialist, someone like me, and we'll go through the results. So now you know what the sleep test involves. The next part, we're going to go through the data with you, try and find out why you're not sleeping well, what's wrong with your sleep, and let's find a solution to get you better. So tune in to next time. See you later.